So welcome everyone, it's Sarah Hayes, the Astromomma, and welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. And again, another very interesting week that we're going to have. Before I get into the whole weekly forecast, I just have a couple announcements and then I'll get right into it. So the first announcement is clearly just acknowledging and thanking everybody for their support, excuse me, their love of Astromomma, coming over to my Facebook page and also coming over to my website and purchasing my readings. I really, really appreciate your guys' support. Again, you know, I do this for you guys and I love to share my astrological insights and wisdom. So thank you for your support and love. And my second announcement is I am going to be doing a Jupiter and Scorpio video that's going to cover all 12 signs. So Jupiter moves into Scorpio on October 10th. And in astrology, Jupiter rules abundance, luck, wisdom. So when it changes signs, you know, a new part of your life is up for expansion, luck, abundance, and joy. So I will go through each sign in Jupiter's transition to Scorpio. So stay tuned for that. And then without further ado, let's start with the week. So Monday, September 11th through Sunday, September 17th. So really this week we're feeling a lot of these after effects and continuing effects, mostly with Mercury and Mars. And then the potent full moon that we had last week in Pisces conjunct Neptune. We're going to continue to feel the effects of all of this. So I'll start with the full moon in Pisces, which happened on September 6th, which was conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So again, we feel the effects of full moons 2 weeks after they happen. So we're in the effects right now. So as I said last week, you know, I did predict that we would have probably another disaster. Unfortunately, flooding, which now we're having with, you know, still with Hurricane Harvey, but also now with Hurricane Irma. And, you know, my condolences to everyone being affected by all of these natural disasters. You know, my heartfelt prayers go out to you guys. So, you know, clearly that is one of the manifestations of that full moon in Pisces with Neptune. Another manifestation that I wanted to talk about that I haven't heard anybody else talking about, any other astrologers, is the positive aspects of both Pisces and Neptune as a planet. So Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac. It is, you know, the sign of surrender. It's the sign of compassion. So throughout a lot of these disasters, you know, natural disasters, you've come to see the best in human nature. I think a reporter said it best today when I was watching CNN and the Irma coverage. He said, natural disasters bring out the best in human nature. And I really do agree with that. So you're seeing people, you know, coming from all walks of life, donating time, money, resources, opening their doors to people they've never met. And again, you know, this is a sign of Pisces, which is compassion. You know, reaching out to your fellow man and woman and saying, hey, we are all one. We're all in this together. So let's embrace each other, support one another. Another thing is Neptune dissolves boundaries. So, you know, we're literally, you know, not thinking about, you know, this person's political affiliation or where they live. It's like, hey, we're in this disaster together. Let's, you know, bridge the gap and dissolve the gap. So again, more of the positive manifestations of last week's full moon Pisces conjunct Neptune, which again, we're still feeling those effects. And again, I wanted to add that because I had not seen that at all in any of the forecasts of other astrologers. But I think it's an important, you know, note, you know, as far as that's concerned. And then I will talk about Mars and Mercury joining up together in the sign of Virgo. And again, they've been very close together. You know, they're first in Leo, and then Mars moved in to Virgo, and now Mercury is moving into Virgo. So they'll meet up at the end of the week, and I will discuss that at the end of the forecast because I'm going to go into each zodiac sign and how Mercury conjunct Mars is going to be directly affecting you, whether that be your sun, moon, or rising sign. So in the middle of the week, we have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, affection, self-worth, money, conjunct or sitting right next to the North Node in Leo. So North Node is our drive. It's what we're going towards. It's what we're working, for. It's a goal. It's a dream. And generally, the North Node has us become very aggressive in nature. We want to get it. We want to conquer. A lot of times, the North and the South Node are depicted as the North Node being the head of the dragon, the South Node being the tail, which is the excretion, letting go. So the North Node is like the opposite. We're going to want to conquer and accomplish. So with Venus there in Leo conjuncting that North Node, it's going to be about love, relationships, creativity, self-expression. So people are going to be wanting to get into these very passionate love affairs or starting these very passionate love affairs. And again, in the sign of Leo, they're going to be very bold, dramatic, and very creative and self-expressed unions. What's interesting too with Mercury and Mars right there is I think a lot of people are going to finally have a conversation, either like an ultimatum conversation with somebody this week, or be able to fully express where they're coming from, which maybe they haven't been able to do while Mercury was retrograde. They're finally going to be coming forth and, expressing who they are again in that very Leo way, which is dramatic and bold and, go-getter kind of nature. And then what's interesting too is Venus is actually forming a positive 120-degree trine to Saturn at the same time. So that means stability with relationships. Saturn rules structure, responsibility, organization, longevity. So we could see these unions, whether it be a new creative endeavor or a new romantic, interest in relationship, really lasting a long time and being built on solid foundations. And then at the end of the week, again, we have Mercury, who's now in Virgo, exactly conjuncting Mars in Virgo, which again, these two have been dancing next to each other. And I said this before, but Mercury rules news, communication. It also rules the weather. It rules wind. And with Mars there, Mars rules fire, aggression, drive. We're having all these crazy storms come up. Obviously the wildfires, in the United States and Canada, the hurricane happening in the southeast and obviously in Florida and the Caribbean. And again, my condolences to everyone going through that right now. We're watching you and we're with you and we're ready to support you. And, so again, sudden events, sudden news can come about with Mercury and Mars. In the sign of Virgo, this is going to have to do with either work, health, routine, our jobs. So we're going to feel like we're going to have to analyze, get it done, make it happen with Mercury and Mars there. And again, it is a good time to communicate. Just make sure that you're not, coming across too aggressive with Mars there or too analytical and critical with Virgo especially. So I'm going to go through now each sign and see how this Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo is going to be affecting each sign. And again, this could be your sun sign, your rising sign, or your moon sign. So Aries, the Mars-Mercury conjunction will be happening in your 6th house of health, routine, order, jobs. Virgo naturally rules the 6th house. So, news and movement around either a job, around your day-to-day responsibilities, things could just be picking up. You could notice that all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of phone calls at work. Things are just really starting to come to you with velocity news again, and things related to your day-to-day living. You could also be starting a new health routine. With Mercury there, it's a really good time to plan. And then Mars gives you that drive and ambition to get it done. Taurus. So Taurus, the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo will be happening in your 5th house of children, creativity, love, self-expression. So new news and movement around, endeavors with your children. You could be having a conversation right now that's very heartfelt with a child or involving children. You could be initiating a new project with creativity or children at this time. So lots of news, communication, and again, forward movement, definitely in the area of self-expression and creativity, and then again, maybe with children or a child. Okay, so Gemini. The Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo will be happening in your 4th house of home, family, emotional foundation, roots. So news and movement around your home, either renovating your home, purchasing a new home, finding out some details about maybe a piece of property that you were going to purchase. You could definitely like start to sign the contract now and things could start to move. Again, maybe renovations around your home. This could also mean news and communication with women, since the 4th house is women. Particularly the mother or women close to you and your family. And then also like news and movement around your emotional nature. So dealing with any kind of hidden issues emotionally could come up and be dealt with with Mercury and Mars in Virgo. Cancer, this is happening, the Mercury-Mars conjunction is happening in your 3rd house. So 3rd house has to do with communication, siblings, local community, social media, contracts. So news and movement with, generally just all of communication, but definitely with your siblings, with your local community. You could be joining, a local chapter of an organization, or you could finally be getting news of a contract coming in, and it'll come in maybe very aggressively and suddenly, again with Mars there. But overall, news and movement in communication, being direct, being able to speak your mind and say what's really there in your heart with Mercury and Mars together. Leo, the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo is happening in your 2nd house of earned income, money you make from the business you own or the company you work for, your quote-unquote job. Also has to do with self-worth. So news and movement, in how you make your money, maybe finding a new source of income, maybe aggressively going out and pursuing new clients, new deals, a new sense of self-worth, feeling more bold and courageous at this time is definitely a manifestation of Mercury and Mars coming together in the 2nd house. And then Virgo, the Mercury-Mars conjunction will be happening in your sign, so in your 1st house, which is your physical body. So news and movement around how you take care of yourself physically. You could be, changing up the way you physically look, getting aggressive about a diet or a routine, or, even like reconstructive surgery or something like that could be Mars and Mercury. Perfecting your self-image with Virgo there. So feeling like you are rebranding yourself, you're coming up with something new and innovative around your identity, because the 1st house is identity. So overall, a very positive influence, and again, movement and initiation around your physical body. Okay, Libra, the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo will be happening in your 12th house, and the 12th house rules the subconscious mind, dreams. It definitely rules healing, faraway places, demons. So, with Mars and Mercury there could be news and movement around how you take care of yourself, maybe discovering new ways to deal with past hurt or trauma. 12th house is definitely trauma as well. So new modalities and new ways to initiate healing definitely could come about. 12th house, like I said, rules the dream state, subconscious. So you could be having like very lucid dreams at this time that again kind of give you clues into help, release some of the stress and, subconscious patterns that maybe you've come up and you've kind of seen. And again, this is a good time to release those and do that, with a lot of passion and energy. Okay, Scorpio, the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo will be happening in your 11th house of dreams, wishes, friends, large organizations. So news and movement with friends, with large groups and associations. You could be meeting new people at this time that really feel destined and kismet, and forming new alliances with groups that you really, want to get involved with. Goals, wishes, and dreams could be coming true, and news could come in very suddenly about that, or all of a sudden you discover, you have a new goal in an area of life and you go after it with a lot of precision and a lot of passion. Great, so Sagittarius, the Mercury-Mars conjunction is happening in your 10th house of destiny, your life path, masculine influences, so superiors, authority figures, so news and movement in your career. Definite new breakthroughs happening in your life path. You know, contracts, recognition from authority figures could be coming now. You could be initializing or finalizing a deal, excuse me, that is very important and, you know, will help propel you to the next level. You know, if you're in a job or if you know, you own your own business, you could be getting a very prestigious client at this time, but a general movement and passion and initiations within what you do in the world and how you see yourself. And also with authority figures or like a father figure, you could be gaining new insights into your relationship and dealing with some stuff around those relationships and kind of getting the air cleared with any kind of superiors or father figures in your life. So Capricorn, the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo will be happening in your 9th house of long-distance travel, spirituality, growth, expansion. So news and movement and passion around travel, around higher education, around spirituality. You could be gaining and looking into a new form of spirituality that really gives you a lot of hope and optimism. You know, you could be going back to school, you could be traveling to another country or going on a spiritual retreat with this energy. So there's a lot of different ways it can play out, but news and movement inside of, again, spirituality, travel, and the like. Okay, so Aquarius, the Mercury-Mars conjunction will be happening in your 8th house of shared resources, taxes, death, rebirth. So news and movement in, you know, shared resources with other people. So this could be your partner receiving a bonus, and then all of a sudden clearly it affects you. So news around that. You could be getting an inheritance at this time. You could also be initiating new ways to connect on a more intimate level with people. You know, definitely movement and news around shared resources. And again, you know, that could be an inheritance, that could be a business partner all of a sudden receiving a great deal, or a marriage partner, you know, getting a bonus. And again, you will be directly affected by that. Okay, Pisces, last but not least, as I always say. So Pisces, the Mercury-Mars conjunction in Virgo will be happening in your 7th house of other people, you know, partnerships, whether that be marital, romantic, or business, you know, platonic relationships. So news and movement with people. People will be coming into your life. This is not a time to go into anything solo. It's definitely a time to join forces with other people and go towards a goal. And generally these people might be a little bit more analytical. They could be definitely passionate with Mars there. So there could be some passion around, you know, your groups and people you meet at this time. But ultimately these people are going to be propelling you forward and progressing yourself into new areas of life. So guys, this was my weekly forecast and the extended version of Mercury and Mars in Virgo for each zodiac sign. I hope you enjoyed it. So now I'm going to announce last week's winner for the free compatibility chart, where I look at your chart, natal chart, and someone else's chart, and, you know, look at how you all get along, what the future of the relationship is, what are the positive aspects, what are the challenges. So the winner of this week's contest is Lauren Lichtenstein. So Lauren, congratulations on winning the chart. And if you can just contact me via email, I'll put my email address in the dialog box below. So thank you so much, and thank you for commenting on, you know, the video. And yeah, congratulations. I look forward to reading, you know, your compatibility chart. And then next week's contest is going to be where I'm going to be looking at your solar return chart, which I did this before, but I think it's very relevant for 2018. So I'm going to take your natal birth chart. So you'll have to have your date of birth, the correct time, obviously the location, and I'll look at the transits that's going to be happening in 2018 and how they're going to be personally affecting your birth chart. So to enter into the contest, all you have to do is comment on the video. I will pick a random winner, and then I will announce the winner of that contest on next week's weekly video. And, you know, pretty simple. These are always really fun to do. I get to meet a bunch of new people by doing these charts. And again, I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for, you know, commenting and, you know, playing along in the contest. So guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your subscribes, your likes, your comments, coming again over to Astromomma on Facebook, subscribing to my channel here, Astromomma on YouTube. Your love, support, and prayers really mean a lot to me. And again, just on kind of ending the video, I just want to say my condolences to everybody being affected by all of these natural disasters. Again, like that newscaster said, you know, natural disasters bring out the best in human nature. And I do really agree with that. And it's unfortunate sometimes we have to go through these things, but, you know, there might be a bigger reason that it's bringing us together in a way that maybe we can't see right now. And again, just my love and my prayers go out to everybody being affected. And just know that, you know, we're here for you. Stay strong, stay positive, stay safe. And you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will see you soon. Okay, bye.